Right, let's get this adjusted. That looks about right to me. Okay, let's let you guys know that we are live. Hi, it's Louis at Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. Okay, let me just quickly jump onto we have a Defending Elvis Presley Facebook page called Defending Elvis Presley Louis Daily Live Streams. And we also have a chat live on that particular Facebook page. And let you guys know, I'm doing it now when I go live. So if you join the Facebook page, Defending Elvis Presley Louis Daily Live Streams, I can let you guys know. I'm just quickly doing it now. I think Deborah's on there. I also put it on my Facebook name page, which is Louis Macreades, LOUIS MACRIDES. So I also put it on there. So I just make sure that everyone knows that we're live. Okay. So I've posted it on Defending Elvis Presley's Facebook page. I've posted it on the Defending Elvis Presley live chat. Now we do a 24/7 chat. We have two lots. We've got the 24/7, so you guys can talk day and night, post information, post pictures, debate, discuss anything, get to know each other, become friends. And we have two 24/7 non-stop live chats. One under the name Louis Macreades, the other under the name Defending Elvis Presley Louis Daily Live Streams. So hi Colleen, Rebecca. So obviously we've had a couple of quite important live streams. I would say maybe the most important ones that we've ever had. Yeah, because we are discussing your views on whether or not Priscilla Presley should be buried at Graceland. You guys are very passionate about it. I really did my best on part 2. This is part 3 we're doing now, to try and be as fair as I could and trying to see both sides of everything, so that I don't want to be biased, because I think for me to how can I say it? I think for me to present the different views fairly, which is difficult for me because I am an Elvis fan, but I think that for me to present my views fairly, so I get a fair debate from you guys, I have to sit on the fence. I have to say, what if this, what if that, but this, but that. But just so you know from the onset, 100%, I don't think Priscilla should be buried next to Elvis. Next to Elvis at the Meditation Garden. 100% no way. She definitely does not deserve it. She does not deserve, in my opinion, to be buried next to Elvis Presley because of all the wrongdoing that she did to Elvis. 100%, that is my view. I have a completely different view on the fact that Lisa Marie and Benjamin are also buried there, and that I'm open-minded on it. I am open-minded. I'm like, it's her daughter, it's her grandchild. So that's where I am. I wanted to clear that up right at the beginning. But I've sort of been chatting to Amy quite a lot. I'll let Amy that we're live, because I know that Amy on this particular, Amy Collett, yeah? I know that she likes to be involved in, especially the kind of topics that we're having that need documentation. Yes. So if we're discussing, I've been chatting to Amy, she sent me a few things. Now, one of the big things that she sent me that I want to go through with you guys, but I'm not going to do it now because it's going to take a whole live stream. But it is the trust, Lisa Marie's trust settlement, right? So remember, when Lisa Marie died and Priscilla Presley disputed Lisa Marie's wishes, yeah, which we all know about. Riley Keough, in my opinion, caved in and allowed her to be buried if there's a spot in the meditation garden, to pay her legal expenses, to give her $1 million, to also give her some kind of yearly fee as on behalf of Graceland. Yeah. So I have the documentation from Amy. I think Amy has a good source that helps her with these kind of documents. Amy Collett. Now, remember who Amy is. She has been on Presley Mania, and she's done a lot of work to do with Elvis's health, his health history, the history of his biological ancestors. He is, how can I say it, is when it comes to getting research that has been correctly looked into properly by someone who knows what they're doing, Amy is that person, Amy Collins. She also has a medical background. So when she talks about Elvis's health problems, health history, she knows what she's talking about, guys. So Amy has been helping me with this research. I don't tend to research. I look to people like Amy. Obviously, I do a lot of reading, watching videos, etc. And I piece everything together and then I put it to you guys. So the point of this video now is we're going to read your comments. That is the whole point of part 3. Yeah? Yes, she's in the medical field. Yes, that's correct. And Mrs. G, how are you? So I just want you to know that I have, from Amy, have got the, let's have a look. What's it actually called? Is there a name for it? I'm trying to see if there's a name for it. Not really. It's basically the agreement. Right, here we go. Let's have a look at it. Here we go. Trustee Riley Keogh's petition for approval of settlement agreement. Yeah, so basically they fell out, Riley and Priscilla, and this was the agreement. And then I think they had to go to a judge in Los Angeles, Superior Court, for everything to be rubber stamped, for everything to be okayed. Now, I'm not going to read this off now, guys. I am going to read it off, but I'm not going to do it now. I think this has to be on another live stream later. I want to do one more tonight. Today's live stream, I really want it to be about the comments that you guys have been putting on the part 1 and part 2 of Priscilla being buried at Graceland, because I think you guys are so passionate. Yeah. I think a few of you are probably quite annoyed that I'm trying to be fair. Yeah. Which I understand, but I think as almost like a presenter of the facts, I don't think I've got a choice. I think if I don't come across as fair and unbiased, I don't think we can talk about this completely correctly. It's just my opinion, guys. So I'll quickly read your comments, and then I'll quickly read the comments on here, on the PC, on the laptop, and then I'm going to start going through your comments on the videos that we posted today, this morning, and last night. And we've had some brilliant live streams. Okay, so I know that Amy's with us, Amy Collett. Amy, hello to you. Okay, right. So hi to Colleen and Rebecca, and I think Mrs. G, Deborah, and Lisa. I'm always going to call you Lisa. So I don't want her buried, right, Deborah, I don't want her buried there, but I really want that we have no say. Right, I don't want her buried there, but if Riley wants that, we have no say. Do you know what, Deborah? I don't agree with that, because I actually think that if there's enough fans that give their opinions, we will make a difference, because there's millions of us. So I actually think we do have a say. I think we have an influence. Yeah. Don't underestimate the Elvis fans. We are the most loyal fans. So no. Right. Riley makes gut be brain. Right. Mrs. G. Riley makes out brainwashed, but I hope she opens her eyes to her grandmother's lies. Well, it's not as simple as that. God, I keep saying this, Mrs. G. As much, I don't want Priscilla buried next to Elvis. She doesn't deserve it. but her daughter is there. Her grandchild is there. I know that there's a lot of wrongdoing towards her daughter. I know that, but it's still blood. And Priscilla is going to want to be buried with her daughter and her grandchild. We're never going to get away from that. We're never going to get away from the fact that it is Riley's grandmother. We're never going to change that, ever. Right, that is fact. Let's have a look. So, right, we are defending Elvis Presley, and it's clear to me we should respect his wishes. I'm not getting sucked into Priscilla Bueller manipulation antics for her self-promotion. We can't defend Elvis and support her ex. Well, I'm not trying to support her ex, so Lisa, I'm definitely not trying to support her ex, yeah? Remember, I'm an Elvis fan, not a Priscilla fan. I can spend 10 hours telling you why I'm unhappy with Priscilla. But what I will do is try and give a broad appeal and the fact that there is a difficult situation, and that is, as much as we don't want Priscilla to be buried near Elvis, next to Elvis, we can't ignore that Lisa Marie and Benjamin are in that same area. We can't ignore it. Anyway, so let me just have a look. Sorry, it just jumped forward. Right, so Lisa, right, JD, Elvis was the love of Priscilla's life. Of course, she should rest. And it's like, well, JD, I definitely don't agree with that. Right, sorry, my friend JD, I have to say to you, me and JD, we've chatted before, right? No way was Elvis the love of Priscilla's life. This is a joke, and I don't want to sound rude, but the amount of research that we've done and the stuff that we have found out, even with documentation, there is absolutely no way that Elvis is the love of her life. And I say this respectfully, many people, in my opinion, have been brainwashed into believing this fairy tale. This is no fairy tale. This is a fairy tale gone wrong. This is Priscilla's version of events that are not correct, cannot be proved. Elvis had no say in this book. Also, when you understand the betrayal of Priscilla towards Elvis, the unfaithfulness during the marriage, you will be very, very, very shocked. Remember, Priscilla then went on to go off and live with Mike Stone, the person that she was secretly seeing for a year behind Elvis's back, after already being unfaithful with the dance instructor, Steve Peck. Again, just after Lisa Marie was born, which is disgusting. I'm sorry, in my opinion. Yeah. And then she demanded the divorce. I don't know if you know this, JD. Priscilla demanded the divorce. Now, we know that then Priscilla went on to have a disgustingly cruel divorce settlement, the second divorce settlement with Elvis, which basically killed him, in my opinion. And after that, after nearly bringing Elvis to bankruptcy and in my opinion, taking his home, yeah, she then went on to have very long-term relationships, some that are a bit sickening because of the Mike Edwards relationship, where he had sexual feelings towards Lisa Marie, and Priscilla didn't even leave him at first. She tried to make it work before she left him. Now, we also have the other relationship with Marco Garibaldi, amongst others. She was with him for 22 years. They had Navarone together. There is no way that Elvis was the love of Priscilla's life. Please don't be brainwashed. Please don't fall for it. Yeah. Now, I'm not going to whitewash Elvis. Elvis in the 60s, from 63 to 65, early 66, had other girlfriends. That must have been cruel for Priscilla. But once Elvis committed and got married to Priscilla, engaged in 1966 December, then went on to marry her in 67. I'm sorry, I'm mixing up my dates, but May the 1st, 67, right? And then 9 months later, they have the baby, and then she has his affair with Steve Peck 2 months after the baby's born, poor Lisa Marie Presley. There is no way anyone on this planet is going to tell me and convince me that Elvis is the love of her life. No way. No way. No offense. I say this with respect, JD. Do your research. Do your research. They were only properly together as a married couple for less than 2 years, I would say, because she was so quickly unfaithful. Anyone that thinks that Priscilla and Elvis were together for 14 years are in a different planet. A different planet. Right, anyway, I can go on and on about that, but I say it with respect, JD. Right, let's have a look. We have to pick a team or support sites that have bought into a fairy tale, Amy. Respectfully, I disagree with you and Lou because her child's there. She has another kid. And what about that? Right, okay. Now, I think, do you know what, Lisa? We don't have to pick a team, yeah? But, Lisa, I'm going to speak to you respectfully. Your views, how you feel, is completely your right. Completely your right. But it's not going to change how I run my channel. I will speak on my channel with Team Elvis in the way that I choose to. Now, if you think that my views aren't for you and my channel's not for you, that is your right. That is your right. But I will always try to come across in a fair way. I'm not going to be a Priscilla hater. I'm not going to say everything that you want me to say. I'm not going to sit here and go, I hate Priscilla. I'm going to sit here and break down the facts and give you my opinion as best as I can, as fair as I can. But I will say this. I definitely do not think Priscilla should be buried next to Elvis. I definitely do not think Priscilla treated Elvis right. I think the way Priscilla treated Elvis was disgusting and cruel and greedy and conniving. I have all the same views as most of you guys. But I am not going to ignore that Lisa Marie is her daughter and that Benjamin is her grandson. That is part of what we're doing. So that does cause a dilemma for everyone, I think, for everyone. It's the only reason that Joel Weishankar and Riley are probably going along with the possibility of Priscilla being buried in the meditation garden, because they're sort of between a rock and a hard place. Because of course a mother wants to be buried with her daughter and grandchild. I definitely disagree with being buried next to Elvis. That's just ridiculous, because she has no right to be buried next to Elvis. Zero right. I have done hundreds of videos defending Elvis Presley against how he has been treated by Priscilla. I have done hundreds of videos, no, dozens of videos defending Lisa Marie, because I know that Priscilla was cruel to Lisa Marie. Done loads of videos, but that doesn't change the fact Lisa Marie is buried at the meditation garden. So is Benjamin. You ain't changing that. And that is why my view on where she gets buried is, when it comes to Lisa Marie and Benjamin, are undecided. Undecided. I don't know. I don't have the answer. I don't have the answer. So I'll be honest with you, Lisa, if you're not happy with our channel, there are thousands of other channels that may say to you exactly what you want them to say. If you want to find a channel that doesn't have an opinion, that will just keep repeating what you think, you're on the wrong channel, Lisa. I will never allow my views to be controlled by subscribers or members. I will give my point of view. I'll be as fair as I can. I'll be as honest as I can. Then if you guys are on board, fine. If you're not, okay. I'll always be like that. Right. So let's go. Right. Cemeteries. Let's have a look. Let's have a look. JD found out that Elvis was the best man that she ever met after she met other men. Okay. Right. It's funny how she wants to be buried near the famous relatives. She did wrong, but her other relatives that aren't famous are not her choice. She didn't even like Grace. Cody and I agree with that. I agree with that. This is another factor that comes into the mix. She has Navarone that one day she could choose to be buried with him. Obviously, he'll go, more than likely, she'll go first. Or she can choose to be buried in another plot with her own family, say her parents or other relatives. It's true. It's true. She wants to be buried with Lisa Marie and Benjamin. And come on, you guys keep saying to me that she wants the notoriety and she wants to be remembered forever. And you guys feel that she wants to be buried next to Elvis because she wants the attention that will give her even after life. I get it. I completely understand that. I'm not disagreeing. I don't disagree with that point. It's probably true, but not definite. Right. Let's keep going. Let's have a look. That's right. It's a family-owned resting place, and unless the person that owned it didn't say it could take place, then it shouldn't. If Elvis said yes, then we would have to go along with it. Yeah, it's hard to say that, Colleen, because you got to remember that Elvis didn't plan ahead and start thinking, oh, one day Lisa Marie's going to be buried in front of me. And he didn't do that, Come on. He never even thought in that way. So I get your point, but what about the other grandchildren? They won't be buried there, and the mum and brother are there. Why do we draw the line? I know how I feel. I'm glad I don't have to make the decision. Yeah, Sue, I agree with that. Yeah, we all have our opinions on what we want. Yeah, so many of you are now, because I'm going to read out your comments, are going to make it very clear what your position is. Very, very clear on your feelings on where Priscilla should be buried and why. You're all going to make it clear, but no one's pushing me around on my views. I am going to stand to my views. My views are simple. I don't think Priscilla should be buried next to Elvis. 100%. She doesn't deserve to. She's done a lot of wrong. I don't know the answer with the situation with Lisa Marie and Benjamin being buried in the meditation garden. I don't know what should be done. I have no idea. Seriously, I have no idea, because they are her daughter and grandchild. Right. Everything she does is calculated, and she wants to be remembered forever. Mr. G, I agree. Mrs. G, I agree with that. Yeah. She's right. If it keeps going, it will be ridiculous. What if Danny, Ben's dad, wants to be near him because that's his son and will happen? Then yes. When is it enough? I agree. Colleen, I agree. It would be ridiculous. It would be ridiculous. Let's have a look. So Priscilla never thought everyone would die before her, so she thought she had it made to be buried there. Maybe, yeah. That's a very good point. There shouldn't, if Deborah's right, there shouldn't be two extra graves at the meditation garden. Lisa Marie shouldn't be dead, nor should Benjamin. So you actually have a very good point. And now you've made that point, I would say this. If Priscilla had died, yeah, and Lisa Marie was still alive, and Benjamin was still alive, where would have Priscilla been buried? Seriously, where would have Priscilla been buried? Because the person to make that decision would have been Lisa Marie Presley, yeah? So now we know that Priscilla and Lisa have been feuding on and off for decades. We also know, because you've seen it in many interviews, they've had times where they were very close, got on very well. I ask you this, guys, would Priscilla have, would Lisa Marie have stopped Priscilla being buried at Graceland? I ask you this, guys. If Benjamin's still alive, Lisa Marie's still alive, Priscilla has died, would Lisa Marie have stopped her mother being buried at Graceland? That is a great question. That's because of Deborah. So, guys, I'll let you answer that. Right, let me just... so I can't read that. Something's in the way. Right. JD, how many times does you have to have sex with all these men and speaking out against Elvis and Lisa? Yeah, I just think JD needs to do his research. I think she was a very young, and when she made the mistake of cheating, sure, she regrets her deeds today. Well, JD, she did it twice. Yeah. And then she demanded a divorce. Then she had a divorce, but it wasn't good enough. And then she went back for another divorce, which literally bankrupt, drove Elvis to almost bankruptcy, almost took his home, Graceland, forced Elvis to sell his recording rights. She was also demanding a percentage of his recording rights. She also wanted $6,000 a month spousal maintenance payments. Remember, this is a woman that has already had a divorce settlement. She's already had her pound of flesh, but she promised never to come back for more. But then she found a way to go back after Elvis. I think it's in a divorce deposition that was created so that they could change a judge's mind and make a judge feel that Elvis had been fraudulent. She accused Elvis of lying and fraud so that the judge would allow her to go back for a second divorce settlement. And that second divorce settlement was brutal. And it was still happening on the year that Elvis died. Now, that isn't how you treat the love of your life. JD, you need to learn the facts. You need to know the truth. And we can prove this in documents. We have the divorce settlements. We have the divorce deposition. We have the deed of trust that was created to create the lien, the charge that was placed on Graceland. Everything is proven, JD. So you have to open your eyes. I'm telling you, my friend, you have been brainwashed. You don't know the truth. You've fallen for the fairy tale romance that never happened. It is fake news. There was never a fairy tale romance. Didn't happen. The sooner you understand that once Priscilla got her eye on the money, her ambition, her career, other men, the true side of Priscilla came out. The true side. And I'm no Priscilla hater. I don't hate Priscilla. I think she's made seriously bad mistakes. I also think that the way she treated Lisa Marie is disgusting. The way that Lisa Marie was put into Scientology, it's disgusting. Should never have happened. I also have seriously strong views about how she handled Elvis Presley Enterprises. I think it's completely wrong. And it's because of her that Elvis Presley Enterprises, 85% of it was sold off. I have strong views about that. I also think that many of the legal issues that we've had with Priscilla, she is in the wrong. Priscilla is in the wrong. I also think she squandered Lisa Marie's money, wasted tens of millions of Lisa Marie's money. This is just my opinions with the help of Barry Siegel. Yeah. So I have a lot of views towards Priscilla. It just opinions, my views. She has really, really upset the fans extremely badly. And the way that she treated Elvis was disgusting. I will always say that. I will always say that. Loud and proud. So JD, please go and do some research, please, because I actually think the more things you say, without sounding rude, the sillier you sound. So please respectfully do some research. Priscilla never thought of everyone would die. Yeah, okay, let's have a look. Right, JD, she was having sex before Elvis's marriage meant nothing to her. Right, let's keep going. Hello? Hello? Okay. Sorry. Right, so right, okay, right. Let's have a look here. Deborah, don't hate her, but dang, she is wicked. She has done wicked things. I accept that fully. She has been very wicked, greedy and cunning. Yeah, made massive mistakes. Going to be listening. Got to go to the doctors. Okay, Jean. Good luck at the doctors. Right, the Becks. Mrs. G. She will be remembered without being buried next to Elvis. How can anyone forget her after everything she did to Elvis? But she won't be remembered in a good way. That's true. I mean, she's got no chance of getting buried next to Elvis. It's not happening. Yeah. But the thing with Lisa Marie and Benjamin, it's up in the air, guys. It's up in the air. Rebecca kept Elvis touring and chained to the wheel, so confident and wanted to borrow his plane. Right, I'm not reading this clear, right? Who kept Elvis touring and chained to the wheel, so confident wanted to borrow his plane? I can't read that comment. Sorry. Let's go to the next one. It's Deborah. So do I. Deborah says, I hate what she done to Elvis and Lisa. So do I. So do I. Big time. Right. Nobody is without mistake. I think Elvis would want her to rest beside him. JD, come on. Right. Right. JD, I don't want to sound like I'm picking on you. So let's just try. I'm just going to try and relax my mind. Right. Now, JD, I definitely agree with forgiveness. Okay? I agree. Let's be kind people. I agree with that. Yeah? But she divorced him. Priscilla had an ugly affair twice. She divorced him. She took all his money. Then she had a public affair, a public romance with Mike Stone. Around the world, it was pictured in magazines, tabloids, TV news articles. She humiliated Elvis as bad as you can. Then she took him to the cleaners and robbed him of his money with a second divorce settlement that she was not entitled to, in my opinion. So why would that then mean that a divorced woman that was not his widow, that had given up the name Presley, remember, part of the first divorce settlement was to stop using the name Presley and started using the name Bulow. Why would that woman have the right to be buried next to Elvis? Please, I'll let you respond to this. JD, please explain to me how an ex-wife that crucified Elvis, that had a public affair, that humiliated Elvis, why would she have the right to be buried next to Elvis Presley? Please explain that to me. That also went on to have long-term affairs, right? Marco Garibaldi, over 20 years. Michael Edwards, over 7 years. She had about 20 other boyfriends. Now, why does that give her the right? Remember, Elvis has paid her a fortune when they had their first and second divorce settlement. Why does that give her the right to be buried next to him? Come on. And then you say, let's be forgiving. Shall I be buried next to my ex-girlfriend? Do you want to be buried next to your ex-wife? Come on. Let's use some common sense. And JD, please reply to that. She fleeced Elvis. She fleeced Lisa. She definitely did. Rebecca, you 100% agree with you on that. JD, Elvis would not want her buried. Of course not. Linda, of course not. 100%. She has no right to be next to Elvis. Zero. If Lisa Marie and Benjamin were not buried at Graceland, I would say she has no right to be anywhere near the family. She doesn't even have the right to speak on their behalf. I would say that. Unfortunately, Lisa Marie is buried there. Benjamin is buried there. And this muddies the waters. This is a fork in things. This is like, we don't like it, but it's fact. Colin, and why would she want to be buried next to someone she divorced? Yes, Linda. It's getting so complicated. I don't want her buried there. That's my opinion. But everybody dying young, nothing was made known of their feelings. Yes, I agree with that, Sue. Elvis wasn't to know Lisa Marie wasn't to know. People have died that weren't expected to die. Benjamin dying, it changes everything. If you don't want someone in your life, then why would you want them in their death? I agree. Coley, you've got a good point. Why would Priscilla say she wants to be buried next to Elvis? Why does Priscilla call Elvis the love of her life? It doesn't make sense. We all know that Elvis was not the love of her life. When we see Priscilla on the news in interviews with Piers Morgan saying Elvis was the love of my life, we burst out laughing because it's so ridiculous, because we know all the facts. We've done our research. We've looked into it. So, yeah, it is a joke. Sue, yes, she was with Marco for so many years. Yeah, she was 22 years. Billy Smith said Elvis didn't want her back. Of course he didn't. Come on. Elvis didn't want her back. I'll tell you what Elvis was worried about, her taking her child away from him. Elvis was really worried that that Priscilla was going to stop him seeing Lisa Marie. So he gave her whatever she wanted. I've always thought this. She could do whatever she wanted to. Priscilla could do whatever she wanted to with Elvis, because all he was worried about was not seeing Lisa Marie. So he gave her everything. Yes, 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 yes. Please don't take my child. That was Elvis with Priscilla. Yes, yes, yes. Here. Please don't take my child. Please let me see my child. He was desperate. And he didn't care about money. So he just gave her what he wanted to shut her up. I really believe that. Sorry to upset you, Louis. It's just my opinion. I think Elvis loved her to his end and still loves him today. It's only the... I have to use the word brainwashed. I'm sorry, JD, I'm so sorry. I don't want to come across rude. I really think you and tens of thousands of the general public around the world have been brainwashed and have fallen for the lies in this book. In my opinion, and I say it respectfully, JD, I have nothing against you, my friend. And if I've upset you in any way, I apologize. Right. Elvis told Priscilla no, he wouldn't take her back, and her and Mike Stone got into an argument. Yeah, we know this story. We know this story. And come on, he was never going to take Priscilla back after Mike Stone. Never. Now, did Elvis hate the fact that his family had broken up? Yeah, that it was husband, wife, child. Did Elvis hate that? Of course he did, because he was a Christian man. He believed in marriage. He believed in being a good father, being a husband, having a mother home. You know, that had broken. I don't think Elvis ever accepted the fact that his family was broken. Husband, wife, child, that was smashed to pieces. And I do think Elvis spent the rest of his life hating the fact that his marriage had failed, his family had broken up. Yeah, he definitely didn't like that. But that doesn't mean he still wanted Priscilla. In my opinion. Let's have a look. JD, you're entitled to your opinion. Yes, you are. Maybe you need to find a page that supports your views. Well, I don't want to kick JD off. Do you know what I would rather? I would rather he just did some more research. Yeah, buy some more books. Maybe look up some of the things that we're saying, because we have been spoon-fed. This is why we're called Defending Elvis Presley. We have been spoon-fed lies for over 40 years. Actually, I would say over 50 years. So the truth's only going to come out with channels like this, Defending Elvis Presley, Team Elvis, other channels that are also doing it. And this is how, so someone sent me, right, so Tina sent me a comment. A good show. A person has to repent before God will let them live in heaven forever. Priscilla has not repented for her evil ways, nor has she said sorry for the lies that she has said about Elvis. We still get consequences for doing wrong. She left Elvis for Mike Stone. Get out. No being buried at Graceland. No automatic forgiveness without being sorry. She is not. Sorry, I do actually completely understand that comment. I would say that comment applies to 80% of the Elvis fans. You know, someone else, Philomena. Philomena, are you watching? Let me just tell Philomena we're live. Philomena says, I believe she is mentally unstable, her own doing, very, very cold mother and woman. And I would say almost all of you believe that. So, Philomena, are you on? So, Linda says, JD, we can help you see the light. It's not as it seems. It's a fairy tale. Yeah, a fairy tale gone wrong. Hi, Diana. It's all okay, Louis. We defenders love Elvis. Some love Priscilla too. I do since I met her. Okay, I think we've covered, I think JD is entitled to his views. He's entitled to his views. I think I want to respectfully say that I don't have a problem with Priscilla fans. If you want to be a Priscilla fan, you're totally entitled to that. You're welcome to join in with us. We're not going to be hateful to Priscilla fans. We are going to open our arms and we are going to try and share our knowledge with you so you can see the truth. See the truth. I'd rather be like that. Hi, Philomena. Right, I want to start reading some of your comments. So I think we'll go to today's video. There's only a few on that one, so I can go through those quite quickly. Right, okay. Right, let's have a look. So, right, Rhonda Davis. Elvis was very forgiving man. While watching the Dave Hebler interview the other day, I kept thinking that Elvis would be the first one to forgive him for what he did. I agree. Remember, we are talking a man who was almost supernatural in his abilities to forgive. I have never heard Elvis say a bad word about anyone ever in any of the interviews or any of the research that I've done. I've never heard Elvis badmouth anybody. I think Elvis would feel the same about Sonny and Red. I believe that Priscilla's betrayal is so much worse. I agree with that. Than those three guys, because she was Elvis's wife for a short time. Yeah, very short. She said vows to him, and her fans like to say she's the only person he let himself be married to. So even though her 50 plus years of betrayal is worse, I agree with you. I believe Elvis would forgive her. I do as well, because that's just the way he was. He wouldn't want to be buried next to her, mind. No way. If he could talk to Priscilla right now, I think he'd say, Scylla, you've had 2 children in your life. Our daughter is here and she'll be laying in rest near me, her daddy. You should be laid to rest in California. Right, you should be laid to rest in California where you wanted to live your life and reserve a burial spot near you. Now, I have heard this many times. Priscilla didn't like Memphis. Priscilla didn't like Graceland. She preferred California. Loads of you have told me this, where you wanted to live and reserve the burial spot so that when the day comes, your son passes away, he'll be able to be laid to rest near you, his mum. This way, both of your children will have a parent nearby for the rest of eternity. I like that. Who is that again? Rhonda Davis. Are you on, Rhonda? That's a really good comment. Makes a lot of sense. I actually agree with that. I think, remember, I keep saying to you guys, we have to come up with a compromise. We have to work out this situation with the fact that Lisa Marie and Benjamin are buried in the meditation garden. And actually, that was a compromise. The compromise is you have a parent in California buried with her son. You have another parent, Elvis, at Graceland's buried with the daughter, and it's fair. There's a lot of sense in that. Anyway, let's have a look. So JD, Vivek says it's because of the fame that she wants to be buried there, and so she shouldn't be forgiven. Then you've got Deborah. Does that mean I'm not welcome as defenders anymore? Oh, no, of course you're welcome, JD. Of course you're welcome. You're very welcome. Right. We know, JD, we know you love Elvis and we know you want to defend him. We just think that you need to do more research on Priscilla. That's all. Even when you hurt me like nobody else could ever do, I would never hurt you. That's how he was. Yeah. Right. Let's have a look. I don't want to be buried next to my ex. He abused me for many years. No, I don't want to be buried next to him. Deborah, I'm sending you love. Yeah, and that breaks my heart that you went through that. But of course, nobody wants to be buried with their ex. That's why they're exes. Things went wrong, didn't work out. They fell out of love. They weren't meant for each other. So anyone that thinks that Priscilla, Elvis's ex-girlfriend, not his widow, should be buried next to Elvis. It doesn't make any sense, guys. It makes no sense. He wouldn't want her buried at Graceland. She hated Memphis. I never heard of any ex being buried together. Lisa Marie wasn't close to Priscilla. Well, Joy, I want to be fair. They were sometimes. They were very on and off, on, off, on, off. I repeat, I don't think Priscilla should be getting buried next to Elvis. I will keep saying that. We need a fix for the situation with the fact that Lisa Marie and Benjamin are buried in the meditation garden. We don't have that fix. We had one suggested just now by Rhonda, which I thought was a good idea. So, no, JD, we want you here with us. Yes, we do. I'm just saying, if you think we are wrong, maybe there's another place where we'll agree with you, and a place, yeah, 100%. You do get a lot. There are many Priscilla fans and Priscilla fan YouTube channels. There's loads. Lisa is not allowed to have their dad to herself, even in death. Priscilla knew about those emails to Sophia. Lisa was going to take a public stance on it. Yes, I believe that, Rebecca. I believe there's a possibility that before Lisa Marie died, she was having a massive feud argument with her mother about the making of Sofia Coppola's film Priscilla. And I honestly do believe that it could have gone all the way and gone to a lawsuit. I think that is possible. And I think they weren't talking because of Priscilla's involvement with the Priscilla film with Sofia Coppola. And I'm disgusted that film was made. I'm also disgusted that Priscilla, even after her daughter died, went on to promote that film. I think it's a damn shame. Really do. It should never have been made, and Priscilla should never have any involvement in that film, Priscilla. And that film did make Elvis look very bad, tainted his image and reputation and legacy, and did a lot of harm to the good that was done by Baz Luhrmann's film Elvis. So I have very strong views that the Priscilla film should never have been made, and Priscilla Presley was out of order being involved in that film. Right, so majority of Priscilla did shady things to Lisa. She still had resentment from way Priscilla treated. I agree. Joy, I agree with that comment. I'll read it again. Majority of Lisa's life, Priscilla did shady things to Lisa, and she still had resentment from the way Priscilla treated her. I agree. Joy, 100% I agree with you. 100% I agree with that. Right. I can't blame her. She never put her child first. Colleen, I agree with that. I agree. Priscilla put her career, her boyfriends, her freedom before Lisa Marie. She should never have put her in Scientology. 100%. I'm disgusted that she was put into Scientology. Lisa said that she never saw any resemblance of her dad in the script. Yeah, I know about that. That's because there wasn't any. It was crap. That film was based on this bullshit. No, I don't want to swear. That film was based on lies. This is not true. This is a fairy tale gone wrong. No witnesses. Elvis had nothing to do with this book. This was written from the point of view of Priscilla. It's not good enough. Not good enough. Let's have a look. Right. Hi, Rhonda. We did, all right, we read your comment. Rhonda, quite a clever comment. quite a clever comment, trying to keep everyone happy, because a big part of what we're trying to say, this is where I think people like Lisa are getting I'm not understanding what I'm trying to say. I am completely against Priscilla being buried next to Elvis, but I will keep bringing up the fact that because Lisa Marie and Benjamin are buried there, it messes everything up. So we need a fix. Now, what is the fix? We don't want Priscilla buried next to Elvis. But what happens when your daughter and your grandchild are buried there as well? This is the fix we're trying to come up with. And this is what Rhonda came up with an idea. Well, if one parent loved California more and gets buried with her son, and then the other parent, Elvis, who obviously adored Lisa Marie, gets buried with his daughter, is that a compromise? So you're welcome, JD. You're very welcome. I'm running out of time, guys. I'm going to try and take it to 1 hour. We're going to have to do a part 4 on this. This is too much of a hot potato. I think we're going to have to come back to it. I do want to read out the agreement that Riley had with Priscilla. I want to go through the actual court documents with you guys, but not today. We're not going to have time. We'll see. Right. So, Luann. Hi, Louis. I just read Priscilla going to Kauai and her fans wanting Priscilla to publish another book. Yes, we've heard this. And then, Luann, if Priscilla did her funeral, she should be where the celebrity cemetery is located at. Then we've got Louise Rocky. Elvis bought Graceland for his mother. What would she want? What would his mother want? There's no way Gladys would want Priscilla buried there. No way. That's an interesting point. This is from Louise Rocky. Then we have Betsy. Priscilla just hit the papers again in America. Right, first time I've read this. Priscilla just hit the papers again in America, talking about how Cruz has run away from her being served papers and it wasn't fair. She looks like she has a new, smooth face and very thin body. Poor me, I have been taken advantage of. I was informed about what I was signing. Same old story. Thanks, Louis. Right, okay. No, I wasn't informed about what I was signing. Okay, so has this been on the news again? Because I want to look that up. So I do want to keep refreshing the story with Bridget Cruz and Priscilla Presley, you know, the elder abuse. And then we've got Bridget Cruz claiming that she's owed a lot of compensation. Even Priscilla saying that she's owed $1 million. So I want to follow that story. So if there's new information, I will bring it up later. But I'll be honest with you, I think there's been wrongdoing from Priscilla and from Bridget Cruz. I think they've both been naughty, especially when it comes to selling Elvis's belongings. Selling Elvis's belongings. So, okay. Right, so let's go to the next one. Let's go to the next video so we can read some comments off it. We're going to look at part 1 now. Okay. Okay, right. So we have user XW1QE9 apps. Right, this is obviously to do with Priscilla being buried at Graceland. Absolutely not. She divorced Elvis over 50 years ago and remarried. The audacity. Where does she expect her son Navarone to be buried? Then we've got, let's have a look. No, he was not the love of her life. With a man that 29 years had a son with him and was during her daughter and granddaughter. She don't deserve to be by him. Her movie made him look so bad. So true. Right, let's have a look. Snowbird. Priscilla knows that if she is buried somewhere else, she will be quickly forgotten. But if she is buried next to Elvis, she will secure her immortality. She sees all those thousands and thousands of people visiting her graves every year, and she wants to be part of that shrine. She wants all that attention, even in death. Unbelievable. What an ambitious, soulless, greedy, selfish woman that is. And do you know what? That's probably how almost all of you feel on this live stream. Yeah? Would you agree with that? That is your feelings. So that was from Snowbird. Are you there, Snowbird? Let's have a look. Diana, they are divorced as hardcore Scientologists. She will not end up in heaven anyway, but somewhere else. I think you're right, Diana. Diana, let's have a look. Let's see. I wish Billy and Joel Smith would write a book. Gladys wouldn't want Priscilla anywhere near her son after the way Priscilla treated him. I think a book from Billy would be amazing. I think it's a really good idea. Right, let's have a look. What Elvis would want is not have been humiliated by Priscilla, who sought out a man Elvis respected in a sport he had obsessed with. He would not want to be forced to marry. A liar. He would not want to be raked over the coals and forced to work himself to death. If she is buried there, it will remind everyone what she portrayed him as. Not fair to Elvis' legacy. That's a great comment, Linda. Thank you. Let's keep going. Right. Sophie Stenlin. Lisa Marie would absolutely not want this. Elvis would not either. She's not family, not blood related. She divorced him, bled him dry, and her greed. I think, yeah, sounds about right to me. Let's have a look. So we've got, I've been listening to Lisa Marie's interviews for over the years. Right, this is from Linda. I've been listening to Lisa Marie's interviews from over the years on Howard Stern. In 2003, she was promoting her album, and his producer asked Lisa Marie about Michael Edwards, Priscilla's model boyfriend, who admitted to being attracted to Lisa when she was going through puberty. So we had this in part 2 this morning. She said Priscilla kicked him out, but it was, I'm quoting Lisa Marie, a battle. She then said it was a bit of a situation. Howard asked her how old she was, and she said between 12 and 15. Lisa was 9 in 1977. Priscilla and Michael Edwards got together in 1977 or 78 and were a couple for 9 years. Do the maths. Priscilla put herself traveling around the world with her model boyfriend over her daughter. And I actually agree with that. Lisa Marie also said that she herself was a terror and that her mother wanted to send her to a kibbutz or Switzerland and at some point send her to a hippie boarding school. We know Lisa at some point went to Scientology. That is not the love of a mother. That is not the love of a daughter of her. As Priscilla puts it, the love of her life. In my opinion, Lisa was crying out and her mother chose fame and career over her daughter. She should not be buried at Graceland. I definitely agree that Priscilla chose fame and career over her daughter. I believe that. And I only need one thing to say about that, and that is you don't put your daughter into Scientology. Elvis would have hated it. Elvis would have hated it. And a lot of our views are what would have Elvis wanted? What would have Elvis done? Would Elvis have liked that? Yeah, this is how we are with defending Elvis Presley. So Margaret, what a joke. Pris was nothing but disdain for unsophisticated hicks of the Memphis South, which Elvis was one hickeywood elite. Pris becoming a commoner in death. So then we've got, Mrs. G, I read his book, Just See How Priscilla Was. She treated him like a king. That's Michael Edwards. So then we've got Coley, Vivek, maybe they tossed her out because she's broke. Joy, Michael Edwards was a pervert and Priscilla let him move back in. Then when she cheated on Michael Edwards, she left Lisa with him. Didn't she have an affair with Richard Gere? Is that right, Joy? I'm sure she had a one-night stand with Richard Gere. And wasn't it Michael Edwards that told us about that? So, yeah, he's definitely a pervert, Michael Edwards, 100%. The love of her life, her father was Christian. Right. I only found out yesterday that Priscilla Presley wrote a Scientology report about Lisa, 5 or 6 pages long. What kind of mother would denounce her daughter? Diane, I didn't know that. That's a live stream in itself. Rebecca Smith. Chris throws her into Scientology. My gosh, I know. It is horrific. We hate that happened. Poor Priscilla. And I think the whole Scientology thing has done a lot of damage to all of the Presleys. It had a knock-on effect that affected everything. The Scientology thing. Right, that's why Priscilla put Lisa. You know, when I say Presleys, I mean bloodline. Yeah. I watched a Scientology podcast about Lisa Marie. It said that Lisa was quite high up in the Scientology, and the Priscilla only got to level 3, and Lisa had said Priscilla wasn't as interested in it. And I've read that as well, Linda. I do think I have seen quite a few interviews. I do think there was a period, way back when Lisa Marie Presley really felt that Scientology was helping her and was getting her out of tight spots. But it passed. Eventually, I do believe that Lisa Marie saw Scientology for what it really was. Basically a cult, a money-making cult. And it was all about control. Yeah? So she knew when she got out, she got out. Yeah? Now, I don't know if Priscilla has anything to do with Scientology. I have no idea. No one has confirmed to me properly, 100%, that Priscilla is still involved with Scientology. But my guess is that she probably is. But I don't know. It's just an opinion. Richard Gere was an officer, not a gentleman, and now he is a Buddha. Yeah. I think that film's brilliant, Geo. Officer and a Gentleman, great film. One of my favourite. I didn't know about Priscilla writing report. Yes, that's the first I've heard of that, but that would be interesting. Scientology wanted Elvis Presley. He said no and distanced himself. Priscilla Presley was easy. Yeah, and I've read all this. He thought they were a bunch of weirdos, money-grabbing weirdos, yeah? Okay, we're actually catching up on the messages. I want to read a couple more comments from... No, that is ridiculous. She is even asking to be buried at Graceland. Jean from Hollywood. Jean, are you on? Right, let's have a look. Ginger. Priscilla has no right to be buried at Graceland. She, his ex-wife, not his widow. Also, she has mooched off Elvis and his name, and she lied about him for years. I signed the petition. So we know there's a petition going around, guys. If you don't want Priscilla to be buried at Graceland, the petition's everywhere at the moment. It's on our Defending Elvis Presley Facebook. It's everywhere. It's up to you guys. You feel that you want to sign it, that's up to you. I personally feel that I should stay impartial. I think I should let you guys do what you're going to do. But I keep repeating it. I don't think Priscilla should be buried next to Elvis. I will say that again and again. She doesn't deserve to. She's done too much wrong. Okay, so don't confuse things. Let's have a look. Right, Rose Finney. She is not a Presley, and Elvis and Lisa would not want her there. And after all the lies she has told about them and the horrible movie Prissy makes that has tarnished Elvis's legacy, he would be horrified at the things that she has done and said. Everyone and any sense knows he would not want her buried in the meditation garden. Fair comment. That was Rose Finney. And Rose, if you're watching, thanks for all the amazing footage and information and research that you send me. It's brilliant. I love it. Let's have a look. Sophie Stellin. Notice she has said from her heart at Lisa Marie's funeral, cold-hearted, hard to tell that she cared. Lisa Marie's death is still questionable to me. Priscilla couldn't even wait for Riley to get there. She just decided to pull the plug. And guys, many of you have talked to me about this pull the plug situation to do with the machine that keeps you alive. There was a do not resuscitate order placed on Lisa Marie on that day, on that fateful day when she passed away, unfortunately. And many of you have said to me that you think that it was Priscilla that made the decision to do not resuscitate. Now, I don't know if that's true. I don't know if it's 100% correct. I'd love evidence, research evidence that proves it. So what do you think, guys? Deborah, she was on prosecutor light against the actor, but they did try to warn Lisa into not giving evidence. Fair game, right? I don't think they will exhume the bodies around to let her be there. If anyone would be changed, Elvis should have been buried next to his mum. But I think Billy will have a book eventually. It might be Daniels who writes it, and really feel that way. Well, I think the sooner the better, Deborah, because he knows better than anyone, doesn't he? He was there. Right, absolutely not. She moved on with her life a long time ago, and Elvis would not want her there. She made his life hell when he was living, and he certainly does not want her making her life hell when she is dead. We fans will sign whatever we have to do to keep her as far away from Elvis as we can. Most of you will agree with that. I still keep saying, guys, you've got this issue. Lisa Marie and Benjamin are there. What do we do? What do we do? Already signed. That's a Geo big fat no. If I start writing, I will never stop at the factual reasons for the no. I understand, guys. There are hundreds and hundreds of reasons why Priscilla should not be buried at Graceland. We covered them here. We've been going 4 months, and we have covered Priscilla's wrongdoing again and again and again and again and again, haven't we? Yeah. So now I always say I don't do it from hate. I don't do it from hate. I do it from fans want the truth. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth with Team Elvis. This is how we cover these subjects. We're going to do it professionally. We're going to do it in a way that keeps Facebook and YouTube happy with us. We don't want to be shut down. So we will do things carefully. We don't have a choice. Louis, what happens to Navarone? Is she going to try and get him buried there? It's getting out of hand, and she did say she did not want to be buried there. What will they think of next? Patricia, I agree. Patricia, I don't think Navarone should be buried at Graceland. I make that clear. Pat, I don't think Navarone should be buried at Graceland. Definitely not. Most parents are buried next to children because children marry and have kids, and then you go to them. I understand that. That's fair enough. That's Joy. I agree that she pulled the plug on Lisa. She did the DNR, and I have heard again and again that she did the DNR, do not resuscitate. I'd like proof, though. I love proof. Proof gets it. Let's have a look. Okay, I just want to read a few more comments. So Faye, so again, responding to whether or not Priscilla should be buried at Graceland. Absolutely not. They were no longer married. She was not his widow. Elvis and Priscilla had divorced long before Elvis died. She doesn't deserve to be there. Elvis is not here, and I will not presume what Elvis would want. But he did cut her out of his will and told her not to use the Presley. Come on, guys. It's pretty obvious, I think. It's pretty obvious Elvis wanted nothing to do with Priscilla. That the only reason he kept Priscilla happy was because he was scared that she was going to stop him seeing Lisa. Do any of you agree with that? Elvis kept Priscilla happy because he was scared that Priscilla was going to take Lisa Marie away from him and reduce the amount of times that he saw Lisa Marie because he worshipped his daughter. What do you think, guys? As for me, in my humble opinion, she is the ex-wife. So my answer is no. Thank you for bringing the petition to my attention. And then for Bex, I know you don't want Priscilla at Graceland. I don't. Anyone that thinks that I want Priscilla buried at Graceland, you are wrong. You are wrong. I just think we have a dilemma and we need an answer to that dilemma. And the dilemma is, what happens when you prevent a mother being buried next to her daughter and her grandson? This is the dilemma. What is the fix, guys? Right, Lorna Wilson, absolutely not. She is not a Presley. This was Elvis's home long before she came on the scene. That was Lorna Wilson. Elaine, it's a straight request from an ex-wife for sure. Elvis did not leave her anything in his will, neither did Lisa. So to me, they would not want her there, and I want what they want. That's fair enough. That's Elaine. Elaine, are you on today? I haven't seen Elaine. Elaine, where are you? You're normally with us. Let's have a look. All of the aforementioned by you regarding Priscilla's conniving, cunning, vicious, vile ways, she and Lisa did not get along, were not even on speaking terms. Why would she be buried? Why would she be buried next to Lisa or Ben? She was not even close to her own grandson. Come on, people. I get it, guys. I get it, guys. But she is the mother. She is the grandmother. So now remember, every time I say this, some of you get touchy. I do not want Priscilla buried at Graceland. Please get that. Absorb that. Don't confuse what I'm saying to you. I am an Elvis fan. An Elvis fan. Through and through. To the bottom of my heart. Always have been. Right. No one... She was his ex. She made money after his death, and movie was evil, and she deserves by the Presleys. So now we've got Elaine. Is Elaine on? I don't think Elaine's on. It's unusual for Elaine. She must be tied up somewhere. Ultimately, it's up to the family, but we know that Priscilla Bulow wants to be adored in eternity, so people don't forget about her, and she sees how the fans go to see the Presley family resting there. She wants that too. Teresa. Right, let's have a look. Teresa, you're on, aren't you, Teresa? No way in hell. No, she is no Presley. They are divorced. Elvis and Lisa would not want her. She hurt Elvis a lot for no reason. She did not know how to be a wife to Elvis. She was no good mother to Lisa. Her to be buried with her parents and son, she ruined Elvis's life. Teresa, are you there? Right, let's have a look. Right, so Vibex, my comment was based on the question you asked in the video. Oh, thank you, Vibex. I saw somewhere that there is an email that you can message for your views about being buried there. I need to find it. Have a look at Defending Elvis Presley's Facebook, or speak to Amy. Amy will have that email. Right, let's have a look. Oh, thank you, Patricia. Let's have a look. Right, so let's have a look. Joel Weishanker, this is Colleen. Joel Weishanker needs to know how the fans feel. He is a smart businessman and he knows how Lisa felt. And there's always trying to do what Elvis would want. I think Lorraine, and Lorraine's not on, but Lorraine Roberts has been circulating an email, hasn't she? So people can contact Joel Weishanker. So if any of you get to speak to Lorraine, you can speak to her on the Defending Elvis Presley Facebook on the 24/7 chat. She's also on the Louis McCready's, my name, the Louis McCready's 24/7 chat. Guys, if you're new to this channel, we do have a 24/7 chat that we do on Defending Elvis Presley's Facebook channel. It's called Defending Elvis Presley Louis Daily Live Streams. And you can join the chat. You can talk 24/7. You can exchange photos, documents, emails, everything that you need to do. And there's 2 chats that are going non-stop. So that email that you're looking for, Lorraine Roberts will give it you. I'm pretty sure she's been circulating that email. Let's have a look. Lisa was suing Priscilla over the $900,000 monthly salary plus the movie that she did that tarnished Elvis' reputation. I think it wasn't as simple as that. I think she was suing Barry Siegel, and Priscilla was involved in it, and it was a hush-hush thing. As far as I know, Priscilla sold her house to pay off Lisa Marie to avoid a lawsuit. Now, the one to ask about that, Joy, is Amy Collett. She knows the details. There definitely was a lawsuit where there was wrongdoing by Barry Siegel, Lisa Marie's manager. They had made some terrible investments in American Idol. They had squandered a fortune. And when Lisa Marie found out, I think Marco Garibaldi might have been the person that let the cat out the bag. When Lisa Marie found that, she went mad and served a lawsuit on Barry. I think he did try to countersue, but it didn't happen. And I think Priscilla Presley tried to make out as it was caused by Lisa Marie's overspending. But the truth is, as far as we know, Priscilla Presley was really scared that Lisa Marie was going to serve a lawsuit on her. So she secretly paid her back a fortune. But as far as I know, an absolute fortune was wasted by Barry Siegel. An absolute fortune. Like literally like to the tune of hundreds, as much as $100 million. But I don't know all the details of that. I'm going from memory. Priscilla has no right to be buried at Graceland. She's not even a Presley. Hi, Vincenzo. Guys, I know your views. She should never have took the Presley name back. She gave up the Presley name on the first divorce settlement around 72, 73. She should never have took that name back. She took it back, as far as I know, after he died. And she's been using a name that she gave up after a divorce, a very ugly, cruel divorce. And she took that name back. And I 100% do not think she should be using the Presley name. That is one thing I can be totally clear with you on. She should not be using the Presley name. I totally believe that. Hypothetically, Lisa is alive. Pris goes ahead with the movie. Lisa has to take a stand publicly, which she would not want to do. What would she want mum buried at Graceland after raking her father over the coal? Definitely not. Definitely not. 100%. I agree. In Rebecca, in that time scale, yeah, just after the making of that horrible film, Priscilla, Lisa, no way would she let her mum be buried there. No way. That's a very good hypothetical question. Thank you, Rebecca. That's the right. She signed the DNR. Only person with her was Jerry. Okay. Now, I still want proof, guys. I wish she would at least face the question of the critics. Yeah, it was a good comment, wasn't it, Rhonda? Right. Let's have a look. So, let's have a look. Priscilla couldn't even let Riley and the girls be with their mother in the last breath. I don't know about those details. Let's go down. Deborah, she didn't even give Riley time to grieve before she took her to court over the will. How cold can a person be? I agree. And I would say that comment you've just made there, Colin, is probably the biggest thing that has upset the Elvis fans more than anything. The fact that happened with Riley. The fact that happened. And this is the document that Amy Collett has sent me. The document that breaks down the agreement between Riley and Priscilla that had to be agreed with by a judge. And I'm going to go through that with you. I'm not sure if I'm going to do it tonight. I'm probably going to do that tomorrow because it's a long document. It's going to take at least an hour for me to go through that document, but I am going to. So I think that's it, guys. I think we've thrashed the topic out. There's 35 of you watching. Thank you so much, guys. Please subscribe. Hit the membership button if you want to be a member. Hit the like button. Please, you are very welcome to join us. Become part of Team Elvis so that we can defend Elvis Presley together. Team Elvis, taking care of business. We are Elvis defenders. Now, I can tell that Lisa was annoyed at the beginning of this video. Now, I apologize to you if you've taken things the wrong way. Please watch the whole video so you get a broad idea of what's going on. I finished now. So I'm off. So I'm off now, guys. Thanks very much, everyone, for watching. I definitely want you to understand. Please don't confuse me trying to be fair with me being a Priscilla fan. I am not a Priscilla fan. I am an Elvis fan. I do not want Priscilla buried at Graceland. I do have a dilemma with this situation that Lisa Marie and Benjamin are there. We need a fix. So don't get things wrong with me, guys. I am a very, 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 to the depth of my soul, Elvis fan. To the depth of my soul, and have been for 50 years. We've had a brilliant live. It's been very, very interesting. One of our best lives, I would say. One of our best lives. I'm sending all of you love. Even JD, I send you love, my friend. No hate. No hate intended. No hate. We are just searching for the truth. Fans search for the truth. Defending Elvis Presley. Fans want the truth. That is what we are. We are Elvis defenders. And we will defend Elvis whenever we can. Whenever we can. Thanks, guys. I'm going to have to go because my wife, I would normally play a song, but my wife needs me. So take care, guys. All the best. I'm sending you all love. Thank you for every one of your comments. Every one of you have been extremely brilliant today. Thank you. And I will try and do one more live later on. Take care, guys. All the best to you guys.